I guess this wouldn't be YouTube if I didn't ask you to engage with the video if you like it by liking and subscribing or leaving a comment. Feel free to follow me on Twitter under Sussex Henry VIII, and thanks for watching this video. So today we're going to be talking about robots, and no, not the cool kind of robots. We're talking about the kind of robots you can pay to do all sorts of things on social media, commonly now just known as bots. In the early days, bots were mainly used to pad followers on Twitter, and in general it was pretty obvious. The hallmarks being large swings in numbers and low engagement rates, meaning an account could have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, but only be getting a handful of likes and comments on their posts. Dozens of celebrities and other idiots have been accused of padding their numbers. Bots are now used on every social media platform: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok even. They've come a long way from just being fake followers. Bots can now like posts and comments. They can even engage with others. In 2020, there came a surprising accusation in the New York Times. I say surprising in the sense that such an accusation was made in public in a major publication, not that the accusation itself was all that surprising. Those of us who had been paying attention had known for a while that William and Kate were using bots on their Instagram account, Kensington Royal. I'm going to borrow heavily from an article in the New York Times by Katie Weaver. A link is in the description, and if I can figure out how to put a card up, there will be a link to the article on the screen. So to set the scene, we have to talk about the two Instagram accounts. Kensington Royal was started in 2015 and originally was the social media home for William, Kate, and Harry. When Meghan married Harry, they were kept under the Kensington Palace office, which was incredibly stupid, but that's a topic for another video. It also meant that Harry and Meghan would be kept under the Kensington Palace social media. When Harry and Meghan left KP, they left Kensington Royal. In April of 2019, a new Instagram account hit the scene, Sussex Royal. Sussex Royal was immediately popular. It had 1 million followers in 5 hours and 45 minutes, which at the time was the record. This immediately led to speculation that it would overtake Kensington Royal, which I'm sure did wonders for William's ego. I think Harry and Meghan saw the Sussex Royal Instagram and the accompanying website as a way to speak directly to the people without having to wade through openly hostile palace press houses. The style of Sussex Royal immediately set it apart from other royal accounts, and by style, I mean that it had a style, unlike the clunky nature of most posts from KP and CH. Like anything successful from Harry and Meghan, the account quickly became a thorn in the side of the royal family. The press would accuse any post made within days or even weeks of another royal's event or birthday as overshadowing, yet another example of the Sussexes supposedly overstepping their place in the hierarchy. But let's back up. Harry and Meghan had been a boom to Kensington Royal. Over the course of their 3-day wedding weekend, KP gained 1.5 million followers. Overall, since Meghan had been announced, the KP Instagram had tripled in size. With one exception, the top 10 most liked posts from KP and Sussex Royal have to do with Harry, Meghan, or Archie. So when Sussex Royal was announced and skyrocketed past 1 million followers, it was just a matter of time before they overtook KP, right? Wrong. Sussex Royal never overtook KP, ever. And that, my friends, is suspicious. In the article, Weaver discussed how, although Sussex Royal was on the cusp multiple times, Kensington would sneak ahead, often gaining just enough subscribers, regardless of the content they were posting. They also lacked the signs of authentic growth. Apparently, most large accounts actually lose a small percentage of subscribers in the immediate aftermath of posting something. Sussex Royal would. Kensington would gain subscribers. The engagement under the posts also didn't match what would be expected from a follower count in the millions. As I said, suspicious. One of the best lines from the article is, "What happens then when monarchical order is pitted against social popularity?" To answer that question, the older, supposedly more important brother starts cheating. Pro-William and Kate bots are not only limited to Instagram, they are everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, the comment section of Daily Mail articles. I'm going to focus on Twitter for a minute because that's where I have the most experience. It can be hard to delineate between a single user with multiple accounts and an actual bot. One thing I've noticed are hate comments that get a like literally seconds after being posted. For example, under my post, someone will make a crappy comment that I stupidly respond to. Then suddenly, every response has a like, and here comes another Twitter user to defend them, immediately attack me, and immediately like all their responses. Either two people are coordinating this, or I'm arguing with a single person with multiple accounts. The other noticeable trend is that all of a sudden there will be a large amount of accounts with no photos and a shit ton of numbers in their name that were all created during the same month. For a while, I couldn't find a hate account that wasn't created in November of 2020. Then there are bots who get their wires crossed, which actually just happened yesterday. See, although bots are getting smarter, they still have to be programmed to go after certain words or phrases. The photo on the right shows what happens when they are triggered by the wrong information. Oops. Twitter user Estonian01 points out that this happens on Instagram too. After the cams announced that Lupo had sadly died, the most liked comment for a while was "cool," accompanied by a fire emoji, because the KP bots were programmed to support the post and like positive sounding comments. This all leaves the question of how much of the Cambridge's support online is real, and how much of it are bots or deranged supporters with multiple accounts. How much of the hate towards Harry and Meghan online is just content made by robots, paid for by the royal family. This situation, as with everything, plays into the larger narrative where everything online is getting faker and the fakery is getting harder to spot. High-quality bots, those who can respond to topics and even carry on a surface-level conversation, are getting cheaper and easier to acquire. There are a lot of ways tech corporations could crack down on bots, but they choose not to, because bots help with engagement, and engagement means money, even fake engagement. I've saved this part for last because, in my opinion, it's one of the shadiest parts of the whole Harry and Meghan in the royal family saga. Kensington Royal, which now actually goes under the handle The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, comment section was always a breeding ground for hateful, racist, anti-Meghan comments. I've decided not to show any screenshots of the actual comments because I think they're honestly gross, and I think most of us have seen them. KP spent the late months of 2018 and the beginning of 2019 just lamenting on how there was absolutely nothing they could do to help. They were a public entity. They couldn't delete or turn off comments. Then, in March of 2019, new social media guidelines were released by the family, promising to crack down on hateful comments. Now, you might think, wait a minute, March 2019 is familiar to me. And if you thought that, I commend you for paying attention in my last video. The alleged affair between William and Rose became public in March of 2019. Then KP decides to announce new social media guidelines. They would go on to use those new guidelines to hide Rose-based comments while leaving up the hateful ones about Meghan. It was basically a scam to once again help cover up his alleged affair. Also, Clarence House would later turn off comments after Charles's ass was chapped thanks to the last season of The Crown, so that argument was complete crap too. The royal family had the ability to protect Meghan from the worst online abuse, and they chose not to. And that's all for this one, guys. I will hopefully see you next Wednesday. In the meantime, feel free to check in with me on Twitter. That's where I'll be.